Hello, true believers. This is Devil's Only. Time to do another vlog. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank Jim Bob. Jim Bob is sponsoring this video. He wanted me to do another kind of vlogger expat community update. So here I am doing it. So thank you very much, Jim Bob, for your generous contribution yesterday. Excuse me if I took a long time to put this video together, but I had to clean my office because the boss was telling me to clean it up because it was a mess. I couldn't even see my desk anymore. So I had to, I can't really do much about these boxes over here. So I'm still working on that, but the rest of the mess that was on here I had to clean up. I just kind of left my snowball mic over here and a lamp, and the weather over here is it's pretty cool. There's a lot of trees, so I don't have a lot of, it's not very hot. I have an air conditioner that I could use, but I hardly use this. It stays pretty cool where I'm at because there's a lot of trees. And over here is, remember, it's here, this is the room that I use for my office, and this is the room that I use for our pull-ups. You can see right there. So had to clear so finally got the desk clear. So that took me forever to do. So I wanted to do that before I could do any more vlogs. And most of this stuff is already finished anyway, so I'm just gonna put them away so it doesn't take up any more space. But the rest of the desk, as you can see, I was able to clear up. And as usual, my first purchase is my iPad mini. I love this thing. I use it to do a lot of YouTube, a lot of gameplay, video recording. I've used it as a camera already, so it works out really great. I like the silver. It's the silver black finish color. I don't know if I take this off, you could probably appreciate. But anyway, you can see it's black. It's not the regular white version. So it works as my laptop and as my camera, and pretty much does everything that I want it to do. So love the iPad mini. I use it as my camera, also as my backup camera. What I really need is a good cell phone camera, but I'm just going to use this and the phone I'm using in the meantime. It's a Huawei. Forgot exactly which one it is, but it works. So I've been saying I want to do a Chris in Cebu update. So here it is. And the reason why is because he made a video about me. And of course, once people make a video about me, it's only fair, turnabout is fair play, that I make a video about him. And what's different about him though is I can't find the video that he made about me. I don't know exactly when he took it down or when he took it off, but I was in prison for over 2 years, so he probably left it up for a long time, but then all of a sudden, or eventually, he changed his mind and didn't want to leave up his video. Why? I actually got a copy of, someone anonymous gave me a copy of it. He saved it for some reason and he sent me a copy of the video, so downloaded it, and I haven't got a chance to look through it. I was able to there was some news feeds on it, some news clips on it that I was able to use. That's what I use for the Police Chief John Paris's picture during the interview, but we'll get to that. What I wanted to do was do an update on him, because when I was looking for the video that he did for me, I couldn't find it. And I know he, like a lot of people, like everybody made a video about me. And like I said, all of it is lies, obviously. But of course, people want to, what do you call that? Want to embarrass me, want to humiliate me. And Chris in Cebu is one of those people. There we go, Chris in Cebu. Everybody knows it. You know it. You made a video about me, but you're a coward and you didn't leave it up and you decided to take it off. Just like you're a coward, just like Braindead did. Now, of course, Braindead and you you're not going to make a video about me. And now that I'm out of prison, and to talk about me, but when I'm in prison, you people are so brave when somebody's in prison. But when somebody's out of prison, what about the video making about me? So here I am, just show you guys, here's a video I'm making about you. Okay, and I wasn't gonna make this one, but there's some funny things that are going on with his channel. First and foremost, this last video that he made, so if you don't know anything about his channel, what he does is he just, he's obviously he's got ads playing, he's got AdSense, as you can see, so he's making money from it. So he's monetizing his videos. Just like me, just like he made a video about me. So number one, he was gonna profit from making a video about me. So he wanted to humiliate me and make money out of it at the same time. Now, which is not something that I would ever do, but of course for Chris in Cebu, he'll do it. And this video was made back in, when was this video made? I think if we refresh, it will say the date. So let's take a look, see if we can get the exact date when his last video was made. Now, if you don't know anything about him or if you're familiar with him, I think this was made in March 3rd, so like about 3 months ago. So it's got a healthy amount of views. So if you don't know anything about Chris in Cebu, it's like he moved here to the Philippines like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And he just started making these videos where he's just walking around and it's just like a live stream. So that's pretty much his claim to fame. He's not doing anything that anybody else can do. So a lot of people can relate to what he's doing because people like to watch videos of something that they like, that they can do also. Versus me, I make a lot of videos where nobody can make videos like I make videos except for me. So anybody can pretty much take their camera and walk around the Philippines. But something interesting happened is he hasn't uploaded a video for almost 3 months. Now that's, if you look at his channel, that's a lot, because he usually, if you look at it, he usually posts like 3 or 4 videos a month. And the fact that he hasn't posted any videos for the last 3 months, you're kind of wondering what is going on. The first thing you're probably going to say is, oh, because of the pandemic, but the pandemic is going on for a year and a half now, and he was uploading regularly. He's talking about the grocery prices and things like that. But now he says that he hasn't made any videos in any of these walking videos. So this is Chris in Cebu's pretty much claim to fame. It's just walking around, not really doing anything. So let's go to the comments, and then I'll try to explain why. So 5 days ago, somebody said, "Hey, what's up? What happened to your videos?" He responded 5 days ago or a week ago. I say, "Hey, I haven't gotten over to the city lately to do a stream. Next time I go, I'll upload one. Take care." So that was 5 days ago. So from that statement, we can infer that he's not in the city anymore. So when they say they're not in the city, they're in the province. I think we confirmed this. Hey Chris, what's going on? Is it because of the lockdown? And he says, his response is, "Hey Sean, I moved out of the city, so I haven't been uploading very often. There's still a community quarantine, but it's not as bad." So here it says here that after living, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just basing it what I'm reading here. And from what he says here, he moved out. So from his main base. And what about his kid, right? Did she move out also? Is he separated from his family? There's a lot of unknowns over here that he's not covering. So he moved out of the city and he moved into the province, and it's about 3 months. And I don't think I see anywhere in his vlog that explains why he moved out of the city and hasn't been vlogging for the last 3 months. But let's go on. Let's see if we could find some more. See if we can find some more replies here. That's not one. It's talking about his kid. So let's stay away from that. Have you given up on your Cebu videos? Because it's been like 3 months. And he says, well, let's see his response. So this person says, have you given up on your Cebu videos? And this is his reply. So it's a pretty long reply. So let's get into the information here. So he says, I haven't given up, just slowed down once since moving out of the city. I still do live streams almost daily, but I don't leave them up since I'm not walking around or doing anything all that exciting. I usually stream about 10 a.m. in the morning if you want to stop by and hang out. So still didn't provide an explanation and didn't say why he hasn't vlogged. He hasn't, other than he's just in the province doing nothing. Now, I could probably think of things to do. I mean, I upload on a regular basis. There's always something to do and there's always something to talk about, even if you're in the province. Hell, even the province, there's people to record over there and there's things to do over there. And the fact that he hasn't made any videos for, number one, he moved out of the city where he makes all his videos. And number two, he hasn't uploaded any videos. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't kept it up. And me, compared to me, look at me. Even though the police want me dead, I'm still living my life. I'm still continuing what I enjoy doing. I'm still making videos, making vlogs. I mean, if I'm supposed to be dead, and I understand a lot of people want me dead, even though I have done nothing wrong. There was one comment, I forgot what's his name, Paul George says, hey, why do you have your license plate up on your vlog? And I said, why, did I do anything wrong? He says, no, for safety reasons. I know what he exactly means, and but I don't travel in places or regularly where like Chris in Cebu does, where people can come up to me and just shoot me. So that's not something I do. Usually when I go to places, they're relatively safe. They have armed guards. They have security cameras. Those aren't places that people will come up and kill me. And besides, like I said, I have information that's going to put the police in jail and embarrass them completely for showing them that they're the real criminals that they are, for stealing money, which they do on a regular basis. The problem is it's fine if they do it to drug lords or drug dealers, but if they do it to an innocent person, then that's where things kind of go really bad. But anyway, let's get back to Chris over here and find out what are the reasons, why he did those two things. One, he stopped vlogging. Two, he moved out of the city. Number three, he won't vlog or he won't upload or say anything or do anything that regarding what he's doing in the province. See, that's where we come in. And since there's a lot of questions that are not answered that we don't know, then what we can do is apply what we do know about the Philippines. And you guys are in good luck because I happen to know and have a lot of experience about what it is like here in the Philippines. It's not that complicated. You just have to be realistic and be able to put two and two together and be able to look at it for what it is and call it for what it is. I'm sorry if this thing is very, very blurry, but there's some universal things we have to know about here in the Philippines. Number one, I've always said that that the Philippines, ever since from the very beginning, it's a very dangerous place. This is not something you want to go and do on your own without any experience. You should have somebody, or you should have help before you come here to the Philippines, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong over here. And one of the things that I probably go, and I have perfectly good examples of what can go wrong over here in the Philippines. And I've been pretty much able to not avoid them, but take care of most of the problems. The biggest problem, of course, I had was when it came to the police. And I'm showing slowly but surely all of the documentation of what the police are really like and what they're up to here in the Philippines. And in their defense, what else do you expect them to do? How else do you expect them to make money? All right. People from, of course, from Western minds, from Western standards, want to say that corruption is the problem. Here in the Philippines, corruption is not a problem. Corruption is the solution. I repeat, corruption is not a problem. Now, it's going to be very hard for you to wrap your heads around that because you grew up thinking that corruption is bad. Corruption is something that people prosecute. Corruption is something that people are what's the word I'm looking for? It's something that people don't strive for. But over here, the more corrupt you are, of course, the more successful you are. So corruption here in the Philippines, it's a way of life. Okay, corruption is not a problem. It is the solution. It is what it's called hanap buhay. It is their way of life. It comes in the form of kidnapping. It comes in the form of torture. It comes in the form of secret jails. Corruption is a solution. Not only is it a solution, it's an effective solution, and it's a great solution. As you could see that not only the thousands, but tens of thousands, the millions of pesos that they were able to get out of me because of the corruption. Okay, so keep that in mind. So those are the simple facts that we know. And what we can do is, now that we have this information, see, I have this talent, that I have this gift that I want to share with you, is I can apply what I know to make sure that I stay alive, that I can continue like vlogging like I do now. Versus Chris in Cebu, obviously he can't continue to vlog, because if he could, then he would be vlogging and updating his information and sharing whatever it is that he's doing or why he's in the province. But for some reason, he doesn't want to answer it, and let's dive into why. So we know that he goes around and records people, and without their consent. When I record people, they know the camera is on. They know that this is going to be posted on social media. They know it's going to be shared on YouTube and all the other associates that YouTube is associated. Once it's on YouTube, it could be pretty much shared with any platform. The point is that people know that I'm recording them, and people are willingly give me permission to record them. Then they know that I go on video. I say, what do you get? What is the people? What do you want to say to the people that are going to be hating you, that are going to be criticizing you, that are going to be negative, that are going to be giving you a hard time or bullying you for making this video? And they just say, oh, they're just insecure or they're just jealous. So I always give them an opportunity to address them, because those are going to be their reactions. I go, what happens if they see this video on YouTube and they come back to you and they say, oh, I saw your video on YouTube, why did you make that video? And I'm giving them the opportunity. But what Chris is doing, it's not right, because obviously you're making money from people that they don't even know that you're making money from them. So eventually that's going to get caught up with you. And Chris, he sticks out like a neon sign when he's walking around. He's got his camera. I'm sure he's got his camera out. I assume he's got his camera out. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But even then, he's walking around. He's like a neon sign. I mean, he's white skin in the middle of a Southeast Asian Pacific country. And he's walking around videotaping on a regular basis. Eventually, people are going to know him, and people are going to recognize him. And people are going to be interested in what he has and what he's doing. And eventually, if you're going to have any kind of form of success with what you're doing, people are going to be wanting a piece of that. People are going to want to tax that. People are going to be creating situations to be able to get a piece of that. And that's probably what happened, is somehow, somewhere, somebody has created a scenario to make it uncomfortable. And it's usually always over money. He's probably getting flashy with the success that he had. I mean, in his defense, I was guilty of the same thing also. I was getting, I bought a new car. We were going to buy a house with the money. And it was just at the point where everything was going perfect. We have friends, we have people coming and visiting. We had it all. We were going to do it. We had everything. Will it ever come back? I don't know. It's not for me to say. I just have this thing has a life of its own. So what's going to happen to me will only the future. We'll have to wait and see. Okay. I somebody made the comment about stay away from the game. I mean, the Philippines is the game. Why would anybody come here to the Philippines in the first place? The game is the game. You got to play the game. If you're here, you have no choice. If you don't want to play the game, then you get the hell out of here in the Philippines. And I have no reason to be leaving the Philippines. I know I've gotten advice from people to say if you want to be really safe, you want to be secure, leave the Philippines, but I haven't done anything wrong. Now, now when it comes to Chris in Cebu, he's in the province. Usually here in the Philippines, if you're in the province, they have what's this term called in Tagalog, nagpapalamig. Nagpapalamig means it's like a cooling off. It means there's some kind of the heat is on him. I mean, for example, with me, it's like with the police, but for him, it might not necessarily be the police. Maybe it could be a private citizen, or maybe it could be his extracurricular activities. At the end of the day, we all know Chris is a man, and a man has his needs. And when you have money over here in the Philippines and you live here long enough, just like brain dead, you're going to be cheating, just like he is. Now, with me, you could say, "Oh, Bevo, only isn't that what you're doing?" Also, let's at least let's say I'm upfront with what I'm doing. Okay, at least when I'm with my friends, they know where I stand. It's like I always tell them, "Hey, I was down with OPP from the very start. I'm very upfront with what I'm doing, what I'm saying. They know that I am. All the friends we're making know." Huh? Yeah. What's that? Hold on.